Well, hello, table family. It is Monday. It's Yolanda. That means it's time for another episode of Everybody at the Table. We are back. We are back. We are back to our regularly scheduled program. If you didn't listen to last week, that was our first episode of the new season, which will last us until the end of the year. Today, we're diving into a conversation about something that impacts nearly every part of life in this country, and that is credit. In a capitalistic society, if you don't have liquidity or cash or assets, your credit score often becomes the only collateral that you have. It's important that we help people create strong credit scores to help create a launching pad. A good or bad credit score can be the difference between being locked out of opportunities or being able to access loans, mortgages, or lines of credit that help accumulate tangible assets. And over time, these things help to build wealth. Simply put, being responsible and paying back debts, establishing yourself as a credit worthy person, opens doors to financial tools that so many of us have been locked out of and will need moving forward. That's why I wanted to bring this conversation to the table with Bruce Carter. Bruce is not only a credit repair professional, he's someone who's walked this journey himself and turned his lessons into a mission to help others. Take a listen. Bruce, you are the first man on my podcast.
Lord, that's you right there. I love it. I
You
love
are
it.
the first man on my podcast. I'm so excited to have you, and I'm very interested in your story. You present as somebody who's just laid back, chill, casual dude, hair, wrap hoodie, like you that guy. And then your mind and brain as it relates to a passion for credit repair and helping others to get there together. put in
Facts.
put put in the blank what you will, intrigues me because you've really invested yourself in understanding the system and then educating others. So where does that come from? How did you get to the place where you want to help others with credit repair?
Well, like I said, it comes from caring for yourself. You have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else.
Right.
And one day I just kind of woke up and was like, I'm tired of struggling. I had to really start paying attention. And the first thing I did was fix my own credit. And from there, it was like, all right, well, maybe it was a fluke, it wasn't real. I just did it for me and it just happened, or maybe I hit that 7 year or 10 year that everybody was talking about. And no, I turned around and I fixed my wife's credit and then fixed my brothers and like I said, fixed my family. And it was like, oh, it's real, and then really seeing impact, like impact is everything, it's priceless. So to really be able to say, like, I really helped somebody else change their life, and I started with my family, it was a passion then, but now it's more of it's an obsession. It's like I wake up and I talk credit. I look at people and I see their situation. I can't help but to not so much critique them, but give them some gems that'll help them. Like, look, do this here. It's gonna help you, bro. Don't look. Don't. I don't even ask for nothing. Look, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see.
And that's true passion, right? When you'll do it for free and when you see people and you just want to help them. And that's so important. This is an audio podcast, but for those who can't see, Bruce is an African American male.
Yes.
And I have a wide range of people who listen to my podcast. And we know, right, that first of all, in the United States of America, if I get on my soapbox about the American dream and how it's built on credit and really to keep people in debt, but I digress. We
Mm.
know that the quickest way that you can advance out of your stage of life, A, is some type of trade or education, and then good credit because we don't have the liquid finance, the liquid dollars in order to advance our lives like someone who has assets and resources. So then your credit score becomes that thing that gives
Mm.
lenders
the confidence that they can do business with you and be paid for
Right.
that business, right? And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that stabilization of having good credit, like you said, to advance your life, when you look around your community and in your own family and say, hey, we're going to get started. This is something that we have to get started with, is making sure that we are lendable people, that we can get, access to capital through our
Hmm.
score in a way that we don't have cash or collateral. So tell me a little bit about some of the feedback. Like, what's some of the things that you, your family, that you began to see with just repairing your credit? Like, what advances were you able to make in your life by doing that?
Having good credit gives you a certain kind of, I wouldn't say cockiness, but it does. It makes you a little bougie, you know. It's like, you can really go in here and really, I can buy that and don't
Right.
have to worry about this here for at least 30 days. I don't have
Mhm.
to get going here and like, oh man, oh no, I can really do some things, I can really go into a car lot and get the car that I want instead of getting a car that I by my finances meet the criteria for.
Right.
I can go and get something and don't have to worry about paying it back 3 times instead of me
Wow.
paying it back one time, or
Right.
just paying for it one time. I can go and get any house that I really want. I can go and get any loan that I want. There is no end to what I can get with having good credit. I can really go and pull anything, and then to even spice it up a little better, having good credit and then having a business,
Mm.
we're talking about going from wishes to like fantasies. With credit, you can just do so much. And the one thing I can say that credit has done is stop the struggle. Like
Wow.
I'm I when my credit was bad, I struggled because I was taking on things that really couldn't afford. I can really see when things were going to go downhill as far as if you're paying attention to your finances. I can tell you, all right, well, we got two kids' birthdays coming up this month. What two bills we not paying? Having good credit, I don't have to do that. I can really sit here and say, all right, well, look, where you want to go? I can do
Mm.
that. It allows me to be able to put my money away and use somebody else's money.
One of the things that you're saying that we know, but we don't vocalize, it costs to be poor,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it
right?
does.
And people think being poor is expensive because you're paying predatory interest rates. When you're poor, you don't have, the credit score in this country, because in most countries there is no credit score. It's cash. It's transactional. You either have the funds or you don't,
Go.
right? And so in
Yep.
this capitalistic society, and that's the system that we live in,
Hmm.
that it costs to be poor. It's expensive to be poor. Your quality of life changes, because think about what you said. I could disappoint my kids and not have something because I've been able to stabilize myself with
Hmm.
a strong credit score, which really equals responsibility and other things comes along with doing that work. Your family quality of life changes. Because there's
Yes, of
nothing
course.
like providing for your kids at another level. That's like, boom, blows your mind.
Being able to take care of my family. My wife, she chooses to work. She wants to help out, so that there. But I don't force her to go to work. you know, to be able to say I can do that and take care of all the bills in my house by myself, and it's not a brag, it's really a great feeling to be able to say that I can allow my kids to go to any school that they want to. I can allow them to go to any trip, anything they want to do, they can actually do. It's not like I gotta really sit here and struggle, and finances is one of the biggest things that break up households.
Right.
So, by fixing my finances, it allowed me to take and keep my household together, you know? So not just being attacked with predatory acts of 18% or higher interest, but keep the peace in the house. We're not arguing because, oh, well, we can't afford this or the lights getting ready to go out or, all that is over with. Life is definitely so much different than what we actually were accustomed to when we was coming up. We're from South Jamaica, Queens. So we
Oh,
were in the jungle, and then to come down south, it was like slow pace, but we came somewhere where we can actually thrive at. And not saying that we couldn't thrive in New York, but it's just so much going on that you can't focus on doing something. You're trying to be in the life, you're trying to be outside, you're trying to do things. And then at the same time, if you're trying to be in the house and take care of your family, you can't do that and be outside. So coming down here was more of I don't know, it was more of a sanctuary thing. We couldn't be safe in New York. We feel safe down here. So now that took one of the concerns that we had out. Second was our finances. By taking and getting our finances in order, it took the stress out the household. So now everybody's happy, you know, not being able to tell my kids no, I can sleep at night. My wife can do whatever she want. She's sitting over here doing her nails right now, looking at me smiling. But any other time, yeah, yeah, yeah. But any other time, if we was still in New York, we'd be struggling right now. I'd probably be outside doing something I shouldn't be doing. And she'd be inside blowing my phone up, trying to find out where I'm at because I'm outside doing something I shouldn't be doing. And that was the younger days. But being able to say that I was in the jungle and now I'm up here with people, I'm shaking hands with the mayor. I'm on a steering committee for our
you
town.
are the
Like
mayor.
I would love to be the mayor for this town, and I am considering running. I am,
You
but
should. You are the mayor. I
uh,
think that what you are saying something to me though, a little deeper than um, credit repair. You're talking about life repair. And it
yes.
started kind of with fixing your credit, but it became this full journey of let me fix my life. And as a part of this, and being able to ensure that I can do business and facilitate some of the things in life I wanted to do, credit repair became a part of that. But
Hmm.
your journey of life repair from struggling in the inner city, super expensive, probably, I think Virginia is more expensive than New York, but one of the
Yeah.
most expensive cities in the country to live in, to come here and to reestablish yourself and keep your family together while you do it.
Yeah.
Lots of families can't survive that journey to changing the trajectory of your life. So, with that, because now credit repair has become your business, right? You talk about,
Hmm.
because there are so many people who have good credit that are poor. They are
Yes.
literally living off of their credit, and they have no real liquid assets that support them, right? So it's one thing to have good credit, but you got to have
Hmm.
some money to eventually pay these loans and credit cards or whatever
Oh,
you're
you gotta pay it. You
whatever
pay it
you're
back.
doing, and using your credit, unfortunately, as a lifestyle versus
Hmm.
having it as a tool. So let's talk about the difference of that. What's the difference between having credit as a lifestyle versus as a tool to advance your life? How do you
Well,
approach your clients with that type of strategy?
the first question I ask them before I do anything is because fixing credit is the easy part. So once I already addressed that and I explained to them that that's the easy part, and then we have to get to the next part, we're playing like a game of chess. What's the next move? So
Mm.
if I get you, say, 150,000 in funding, what's the first thing that you're gonna do with the money? Oh, I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna buy a car. I'm gonna do this. No, no, I shut that down quick. No, you're not ready for funding because your mindset is in the wrong place. You're thinking about liabilities. You're not thinking about assets. You're not thinking about keeping it. You're about to go and mess this money up.
Right.
And I don't want to have that on my conscience. I don't want to give you access to something without instruction. So if they don't answer the question right, I don't get them funding. That's just where we kind of stop at. And then I have to start from scratch. I have to teach you every step going forward. And that's how I like to do it. I make everybody work. I don't do the work for you. I make you do the work. I hold you accountable. If you was able to mess it up, you're gonna be the one that fix it. That's just how I roll. We have to hold ourselves accountable. I don't. give anybody anything. I make them earn it.
We jumped the card a little bit because I did, because I love what you said about turning, you're trying to use your money and spend on liabilities versus assets.
Mm.
And in that, when you were talking about now you have the life that you've been wanting to have to provide for your family, it's because you were able to establish your passion and this obsession into a business. It is now
Yes.
something that you do, ultimately bring an additional revenue stream into your family
Oh yes.
that you can put into other projects and field into other investment opportunities. Your work that you do, that pays the bills, but this money invests our this pays for our future.
Yes. The extra stream of income definitely is needed in this day and age. And being able to teach people something is a way that I do make some extra income. And that income I invest, which allows me to play with more money. But you can go out there and buy all this crazy stuff. You can buy the clothes and all that there, but eventually you have to pay it back. So to get credit and to change your lifestyle, that part would be buying the assets. I wouldn't get credit or use somebody else's money to go and buy the things I would normally buy myself. Like I wouldn't go out and use the credit to go to the club and just have a great night. I would use the
Right.
credit to go and buy some land that I can actually build on and possibly make some money with. I would go and buy a fleet of cars with the credit and then rent them out. So this way here, I'm making some other passive income while I'm still working. And eventually that's going to pay itself off and it's going to be mine. And then now it's paying me and I can leave my 9 to 5. So there's different ways you can go about credit or using credit. Yeah, you can blow it or you can use it to build. I learned how to use it to grow. And that's what I try to teach everybody is how to grow with credit, not just fix it to go out there and do the same thing over and over again. It's more like creating generational wealth.
Who who is your average clientele? Who are the people that you're helping in this process?
Right now, or when I started?
Let's talk about both. When you started and where you are now.
When I started, it was a bunch of people that didn't believe in me. It was all the people that that you're close to that know about you and they judge you from your past. Oh, now he doing credit repair. Oh, he don't know nothing about no credit. This boy is from Queens. He out there in the hood. He from South Side. He don't know nothing about. He know about some basketball. He don't know nothing. But and then they would take and have me start doing things on their credit, and then just the minute that they see it go up 4 or 5 points, they want to go to the car lot and buy for something and then get denied, and then it was a headache. But that was when I first started. Now I'm anybody that need help.
What I love about your evolution is it started with Bruce and now it's community based. And now, like you said, you're even getting involved in local politics to help
Yes,
see how
ma'am.
you can influence the community in a political system to
Right.
make these necessary changes. Tell me about a time or a person who has come back to you and said, Bruce, you really helped, like my life changed because you were here and helped me get through the beginning of this journey, and what that felt like for you and how it energized you.
It was this girl in Detroit. Met her on Instagram when I first started doing the credit. And, she was somebody that actually, didn't mind being a test dummy, so to say. She
Mhm.
wanted to try it out. Hey, I think you got a good start. It seems like when you talk about it, you got a passion for it. So, I gave her some gems. I gave it to her for free, told her how to do it. And think it was like maybe 4 months had went by. I forgot I even talked to her. I forgot who she even was, to be for real. Because it was I kind of got discouraged because I was able to help my family, but I really didn't have anybody outside the family that I was really able to help like that. And then she hit me in a DM one day and she was like sent me a video, like, yo, my credit, I'm over 720. Like I was able to get the apartment for me and my kids. My daughter just had open heart surgery. Like, this is a blessing. You were a blessing to me. And I promise you, it made me ball cry, like right then and there. And from there, it was just like, yo, I can really help people. That was the first time I ever had somebody come back. That was the first time I actually had somebody come back and I knew what I was doing was really working.
You are the first man on my podcast. I'm so excited that your voice is being elevated beyond. How can people find you on your socials?
On Instagram, I'm Mr. Period, the number 11, the word 11s. So it's Mr. 1111s. On Facebook, I'm Bruce Carter. You'll see the bald head when you see the picture, you know it's me. TikTok, also Mr. 1111s.
And
Look,
your
you
website?
my website. So we're called the Carter Way, our last name. So TCW, the Carter Way, Consults Academy.com.
Family, check out Bruce. He is raw, he is real, he's doing amazing things in the community here in Georgia. I'm sure he's feeding that back to his hometown of Jamaica, Queens, New York. Thank you, Bruce, for joining the table. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
That was my conversation with Bruce Carter. And I hope it gave you something practical and inspiring to think about when it comes to credit, responsibility, and opportunity. And here's a little update since our interview. Bruce has decided to take his passion for community one step further. He is now running for city council in our town. I could not be more excited to see young Black men who know firsthand the challenges of financial struggle and rebuilding step into representative government. That lived experience matters, and it can change how decisions are made for us all. This is what everybody at the table is about: lifting voices, sharing stories, and reminding us that no matter where we start, we can build, we can influence, and we can create access for all. I hope this conversation inspired you. As always, please like, please share, hit the comments with your thoughts, share maybe your struggles or some points you have and how you were able to overcome and how you can support others in this journey of credit repair, financial responsibility, and creating access for all. Until next time, take care and dine well.